Hey guys, it's Lauren. Right off the bat, this is my editing Instagram, which you can follow if you don't already. As you can tell by the speed of that intro, I'm very excited for today's video and I just want to get into it. So over these past few months, I've really taken my time to kind of gauge—
I meant gauge, not gouge. I'm so smart.
—what the anime editing style really is and some of the transition and stylistic aspects that kind of make it up. So today I'm going to be attempting to edit in the anime editing style, also referred to as AMV, which I believe stands for anime music video. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Right before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to my cousin Tatum from Kentucky. Hi Tatum, thank you so much for the pop it. I love it. Play with it all the time. It's great. Okay, let's actually get into the video. Okay, you guys may be surprised when I say this, but my knowledge of anime is incredibly limited. But my cousin Maylene, who I did a YouTube video with, she is a huge animeer. One person that she always talks and posts about is Killua. This is how you spell it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So I decided I'm gonna make an edit of him because he's really the only person I know. So I already cut my clips and I added motion tile to all of them. I'm also using the song My Ex that goes like, shoulda, coulda, woulda, now I'm with my, you know. My first step is actually gonna be doing the slow motion. This I'm a little about because the movement is like obviously not as smooth as movement is in real life. It's kind of like frame 1, frame 2. It's kind of like a fast movement. I'm gonna add some Twixtor. But the problem here is that I don't know the frame rate of the actual like TV show because I downloaded a scene pack from YouTube that was in 30 frames per second. So I'm just gonna use 30 and hope that works. I do 100 at the beginning and then we'll go down to 40. It's so— Anime editors, tell me your secret. It's like I usually am able to solve things or I just already know them when it comes to After Effects. That sounded so bad. So I really have to rely on these smooth transitions to save my edit. Okay, so I'm just gonna add these same Twixtor settings to all of my clips. I'm not really gonna worry that much about the settings because it's going to look bad inevitably, so who cares if it's 100 to 40, 100 to 60, all the same thing. You betrayed me, and I know that you'll never feel sorry for the way I heard you talk to her. So what we're next gonna do is add an adjustment layer and add wiggle to that because I've seen like a lot of AMV edits. Why did I type wiggle twice? Because I've seen a lot of AMV edits and they usually have like that wiggly, bouncy, flowy look to it. I'm just gonna add those to an adjustment layer. I do 3 for my rotation and then 25 for my wiggle amount if you want to copy those settings. And the last thing I'm going to do to all the clips is add flashes. So I'm just going to copy and paste like the same flash from clip to clip. I just use brightness and contrast. At the beginning I do 150, then I go to the end and bring it back to 0. Okay, so I'm done with all the flashes and I'm gonna start the transition on the intro clip. What I'm just gonna do here is a zoom in transition, but it has to be like really intense. Like I have to put my values way higher than I usually do. So I'm gonna start the Z-dist at 1. I usually do for a zoom in, I do like 0.3, but I'm gonna do 0.1. Okay, so he's very close, right? For my graph editor, I'm actually not gonna make it as fast as I usually do, just because I've noticed the transitions are bigger and slower. I'm not gonna put my graph as tight as I usually would, and I'll put this up here. Okay, respectable, respectable. Okay, for the rest of my clips, I think I'm just gonna start using transform instead of blur mode curves. So I'm gonna go to scale. So this clip is zooming in. I would normally start off at like 70, but I'm gonna do 50. That looks good. And then I'm obviously gonna come to 100. Oh, I think that's good. It's very slow, which is like the look that we're going for. So now I'm gonna add one of my shake presets. I'm gonna make it way more intense than it is right now. You can see like it's very tiny. I'm gonna pull it down, make it very intense. Oh yeah. That's the AMV look, right? And then lastly for this clip, I'm gonna do a rotation transition. Normally for my rotation, I'll go to like 50 or 60 max, but for this, I'm gonna do plus 100. Yes, that's the look that we want. Same thing with the graphs, like I have to make it a lot slower than I usually would, which means keeping like these 2 little dots as far away as possible. Oh, I think that looks good. We're gonna be coming out of that rotation, so it's starting at -100. And then again, like a semi-fast graph. See, I would normally do my graphs like this, where these 2 dots are very close together. But for an AMV edit, the graphs are more like this, I would say, because it's a lot slower again. Okay, the Twixtor on this clip is so bad. I don't even know how I messed it up that bad. Now I'm just gonna do a simple zoom out that will go into like a shake. Scale, I'll do 50. And then the same type of graph, slow, fast-ish. I'm gonna have this clip zoom out, and normally I would start the scale at like 150, but I'm gonna do 220. I really do feel like I'm doing some sort of like injustice to the anime editing community, because like, what is this low-key? This is my first time though, so we can't judge, right? We need a little shaky shake preset, of course, so let me add that and make it 10 times more intense. So a really popular transition that I've seen in the anime editing community are these like slide zoom outs or like slide zoom ins, and they'll do that in like rapid succession. So I'm gonna do that for these next like 4 clips. So I'm just gonna bring it like to the right, easy ease that, make it like a fastish slow graph. Oh, I need to separate dimensions, that's really embarrassing. Pull that. And then simultaneously we have to do a zoom out. So I have to add another null object layer and then connect the first null to the second null. And then I do a zoom out with the second null. A little life hack if you didn't know. And then I'll bring it to 50. I don't know, it's just so motion tile-y. I'm doing this so incredibly wrong, and I'm actually really embarrassed to post the end result, guys. Don't think any less of me. No, I'm not mad actually. I'm not mad at that at all. Now it's the same process for these next couple of clips. So I'm actually just gonna copy the scale from this first clip and put it here. Great. If that one went to the right, this one has to start off to the left. Push it to the left. Doing my little graphy graph. Do you guys wanna hear my Elmo voice? Hi, it's me, Elmo. Ah. Was that good? Actually, that's more like Mickey Mouse. I can do Miska, Mickey Mouse. I feel like that was good, and it shouldn't have been that good. Now for our little shake preset. Boom, 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 boom. And lastly, second null object layer, you connect, and then we'll do the zoom out on this one. Very repetitive process. This was actually very similar to how I used to edit in like 2017, because I didn't use blur mode curves, so I was constantly using transform. And if I was doing like something like this, like a shake and a slide and a zoom out like all at once, I would have like a million null object layers, and I hated it, like anyone would, because why would you want that many null object layers? Oh wait, this also needs to slide back to the left here, and then at the end we bring it back to the left. I just have so much going on at once, right? Oh, this graph is ugly. Ew! Oh, I did the wrong graph. I was like, hello? That looks good! I'm just gonna continue doing this little zoom out slide thing for my next 2 clips, so I'm not gonna show you guys that part because that's so boring. We're sliding this clip back to the right. Oh yeah, Kahlua. I don't know how to pronounce this man's name. Okay, I finished this string of transitions. It's not that bad. Now what we have to do is like change this to black and white once the beat hits. You add hue/saturation, and then you bring it to black and white. I'm also gonna add the wave warp effect. What do I do? Smooth noise, and then I do 0. Look at how weird this looks. Look, his eyes are coming out of the mirror edges. Ew. Let's pre-compose this. I'm adding a background to it because I'm gonna have it like zoom out, you know? So right when it starts to go black and white, I'm gonna zoom it out like that. Yes, slay mama hunty queen purr. So it looks like cool, like boom. And I'm also gonna add some edge rays because why not? Why not make my render time another 30 minutes longer? And then I'm gonna change the tint of the background to red because I feel like that's really like red, you know? Ew, that was so fugly. But you know what? After over a year on YouTube, I realized that you guys don't actually like to see perfection. You guys like to see me fail in the nicest way possible. Like, I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but you guys like when I'm like not perfect at these challenges because it humanizes me, right? So humble. So I'm just adding a shake to this screen pump because I'm so original and unique. Now I have to add like 57 more null object layers because I have to do 3 screen pumps in 1 clip. I'm gonna do a mid-graph type thing for this screen pump. Move it like that. Yeah, I'm so good at explaining things under stress, right? And it'll be nice and smooth. Ooh! That looked good. Let me shut up, add another null object layer. It's all I'm good for. This clip, like, I couldn't tell if it was baddie or not, or like he's actually like psychotic because he has like scratches all over his body and his eyes are like. Actually, while I was watching the scene pack, I realized like he's definitely more of a softie than like baddie. And you know what? This makes me almost want to watch Haiku. Hunter x Hunter. Now, of course, we have to add what? Another null object layer? You're kidding me. No, I'm not. So we can connect it to this shake right here. There was something off about it. Maybe the shake should be earlier, like right here. that was it. It literally was not, I'm lying. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is just a ton of rotation zoom outs in succession with shakes. It's kind of like this chain of transitions. I'm gonna steal a scale from this with a vertical shake, connect, intensify. Negative honey, pull it up a little bit, a lot of it. Now we need to scale it out, so start at a hundo. I'm actually gonna do 35 and then move it over a frame so that it looks smoother. Where are my motion tile, babes? Where's the motion tile I was promised, yeah? Boy, what the hell, boy? Boy, what the hell, boy? Wait, that looks sick. Wow, it was so good. So the thing that I was talking about that's gonna like save my edit is just fading it out at the end in black because you can't really see like the choppiness. It makes it a lot smoother. So instead of using opacity, I just use a black solid layer because then I can just copy and paste it to all of my clips rather than having to like copy and paste the keyframes. It's just like easier to do the solid layer. I usually do it to opacity of 60%, but I'm gonna do 70% because I'm crazy. And then we just copy and paste the solid layer to all of our clips and adjust it accordingly if it's like a shorter clip or whatever. What? Like, this is bad. It's like objectively bad. I know some simple stylistic elements that will save this edit. The first of those being, of course, a coloring. So let me just add an adjustment layer and some magic bullet looks. Should I use mist or chromatic? I'll use chromatic, but I definitely have to add some pop, which is like a sharpen. Yeah, we'll do it like that. And another thing that I feel like can save this edit are some thick borders, like really thick borders. That thick. And then I just invert the mask. That's what we needed. Okay, so I'm just gonna like disperse little effects like edge rays, dist across a couple of my clips just for a little extra pizzazz, and then I'm gonna render it. Okay, I'll see you guys when the render is done. All right, guys, the edit is fully rendered and ready to watch, so here it is.
Couldn't give to what? Yeah, boo. You shoulda had a check. Hold on a second. Ba. You coulda had a check. Who?
Hear me out. Looking at the finished project, border, coloring, effects and all, I really don't think I did that bad of a job. I think first off, I had the right idea in everything I was doing, like using transform, using the null, adding the intense shakes and big values. I just think I could have been a bit more clean, like technically. So I'm gonna rate it I think 8 out of 10. I think that's fair to say. Or 7.5 if you don't think I did that good of a job, but I would give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I hope you all enjoyed. Bye!